Hello everybody, so I thought I would do a nice unboxing video. I bought myself a little toy. Right, let's get my toy out. Yeah. So I bought myself the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. Now this was to get some nice smooth like action shots, some smooth B-roll for any of my videos that I'm doing. And let's open it. Let's open it. Got my Swiss Army knife. Ooh. Ooh. I'd like to apologise for the audio because I currently don't have a microphone. Right, before I go any further, I'd like to point one thing out to you. Close that for safety. Now, I'm recording on my 5D Mark III, so hopefully the focus is fine. Otherwise, I've just fucked up. Hopefully not. Right, also, I've got my GoPro up here recording. Two angles, you see. Now, that'll make sense when I open this, because you're not going to be able to see it that well on that camera, but you will be. So apologies for the quality on the GoPro, because we all know the GoPro's quality is terrible. So, let's get this bit. Ooh, one more. Ooh, now, which way does this open now? This way. This is like the most complicated. Oh, it's like that. That was disappointing. We have instruction manual. And then, ooh. This is going to be quite useful. Little storage foam case put in my cupboard to store things away. Makes sense. Let's open it the right way, shall we? Oh, hello. That's proper nice. What does it smell like? No, nothing. These things? I like to make a tea out of these. No, I don't. I keep them, put them in the bottom of my camera drawer to keep any kind of moisture if there is any in it. But still. So, what else have I got? Charging cable. Micro USB. Cool. Fine. We then have... Oh, now that feels good. That feels really soft. Really nice. It's got a kind of rough feel to it, so it's going to be quite grippy. So nice. So this is going to be used obviously on my iPhone 8 Plus, so I have to balance it up, and then it will fit my phone really nice, and I can get some really nice stable shots. I probably have to charge it as well, but what can I do about that? So cool. That looks really smart. So I'm going to read the instruction manual, and then I'm going to download the app for this thing, and then I'll be able to go with it, you know. So speak to you lot once I've read the instruction manual. First impressions, really cool. See you in a bit. So, right, cool. Read the instructions. Very good instructions. There is like 4 pages and then it goes into like Chinese and stuff, so that's fine. What it basically told me to do, I need to charge it for 2 hours. It's currently charging, so that means I get to do housework whilst that thing's charging. Now isn't that fun? And then I download the app. So I'm already downloading it as I speak. Apologies, my Wi-Fi is crap, so it takes ages to download anything. So the app is DJI Go, and that allows you to control the gimbal, I think. Give it its special cinematic moves of being able to do the time lapses and kind of moving from point to point. It allows you to also record video and things. I did download an app yesterday, which is quite cool. Obviously you've got the normal video app, but it's a bit of a pain on the iPhone to keep changing between frame rates. If you want to go from 25 frames a second to 60 frames a second or whatever, you can't do that very easily. Now with this one's called Pro Movie. And you can probably see on the old GoPro that it's quite a simple app really. It gives you everything on the screen. You can do shutter speed, you can do your ISO, white balance, all that kind of stuff, your focus. But that's the best thing, you can change between the different frame rates that you need and resolutions and stuff. So that's quite pleasing. That pleases me, so makes it a lot easier to record video rather than using the basic one. And it has an audio equalizer. So if I am to ever figure out how to bloody record audio on my iPhone, shout out to Rode, who need to make a microphone for the iPhone 8 Plus with the lightning adapter rather than the non-existent headphone jack. Just would be great. I'll talk about my setup, shall we? So I've got obviously my 5D Mark III, 24-105, filming me. I've then got my GoPro up here. I've then got my Aperture ALM9 light pointing at me to give you a little bit more light from my window. With a nice natural light. So super simple now. So I've got to do some housework. Bear with, and then we'll go outside and take some photographs of some stuff of the lovely city of Bristol, and do some nice smooth B-roll with my new toy. I love toys, aren't they just great? I'm going to do some housework whilst that thing charges, like I said, so see you in a bit. Ta-ra! So I'm out now, got all my housework done, got the stuff charged. Right, so I'm just using the conventional shoulder pod with the gorilla pod combo like I used the last videos. Once I get to a bit nicer location than a park, which has got some building work going on at the moment, so it's particularly uninteresting, I will get the old, well no, actually I'll get the new DJI Osmo Mobile 2 out and have a play with it. I've set it all up already, I've got it stable, so yeah, it's going to be really cool to have a play with. Got the stabilizer out. Now, let's see if it's any good. I'm using the front facing camera for this point, so apologies if I keep looking at myself rather than the lens on the front, but I'm still getting the hang of it. There I am. So it's a bit weird if I can do shit like that. Stable. Now, I'm going to be walking along the River Avon underneath the Clifton Suspension Bridge because there's some wicked shots along there. Unfortunately, the tide's out, so it's quite muddy, but that's not what I'm going there for. There's a nice little hidden abandoned quarry that's cool. It's got some nice shots. I've taken a few there before, but I went there in the summer, so it's going to be a bit different now that there's, obviously it's March, but there's still no leaves on the trees, so it's going to be quite a different environment. Now this is being filmed on my iPhone with the gimbal. It should be nice and smooth, although it's not been that smooth yet, but that's maybe because I'm walking normally rather than walking with a special ninja walk like they say you're supposed to. I've changed the setup back again to the shoulder pod. It was good, it's cool. My only bit of criticism so far, I've been using it for a very short amount of time with a shorter bit of video, and it dropped my phone battery by 20%. So that's quite a slight negative, but it was cool. You got some really nice stable shots, which you've seen. It's the first time I'm playing with it, so it's going to obviously be not as good as you'd find potentially by anyone else. I couldn't find any compositions underneath the bridge that weren't too obvious, because a lot of them are, or I've shot them before. And that's quite boring. I don't really want to shoot the same ones over and over again from the same perspective as everyone else. So I'm going to try and find some maybe more kind of intimate landscapes that I'm going to find in the various little abandoned quarries that they got along this path, which is a cool path. It's basically, you've got the river on one side and a railway line on the other, so that's not that particularly exciting. I've just found a composition, so hang fire. I found a composition which has got some really cool wood sculpture-y thing, which may not be a sculpture, it might have just been some homeless person's house they made temporarily. Let's turn the hat round because I can't use the camera with the hat the other way around. Fun fact. So I've got the bridge in the background. I've gone for as long as exposure as I possibly can with the filters that I have. Now that's to kind of get rid of some of the ugly traffic in the background, because I'm sure some of you don't know, but there's a bloody road that goes on through the Avon Gorge, which makes for some glorious traffic noise, as you can probably hear in the background. Now, 10-second timer, because I fucked up. Go. Now it's nice. It's quite a flat image. As you can see, it's quite overcast today, so it's going to be quite difficult to get some nice contrasty light, but I can work with that. I can make it look a bit more gloomy and a bit dark and dingy, which is kind of what it feels like, although it's bright as hell. Right, it's going to be fun. Let's climb up this. Easy peasy. I used the tripod as a walking stick. I take back what I said about the gimbal using up all my battery. I think my phone's using up all my battery. I've gone from like 70% to 40% in the time that I've been out. So maybe I should have charged my phone before I came out. I think I probably should have done. Never mind. So I'm at my goal now, which is a bit sketchy, but it is an abandoned quarry. Now, I probably need to be quiet because there's probably deer around here, so just a gentle walk into the main clearing bit. Let's change to the gimbal. So it looks like someone hasn't been here for a long time, but it is nice around here. Literally, it's funny how quick, just a few minutes walk into the kind of wooded area, you lose the sound of the road. Yeah, you can still hear it in the background, but it's still a lot better than it was. Right, now it's playing silly buggers. So I switched to front-facing camera just to make it easier, because it doesn't rotate very well when you're doing vlogging with this. I've been fairly impressed so far, and like I said, it's got its drawbacks, but I need to play with it a little bit more, as I said. So I'm not gonna say anything definitive as to whether they're good It's my first experience with the gimbal, so I think the more I play with it in some different surroundings, the more I'll get used to it. It's quite heavy to use if you're vlogging with it like this, but actually I think it's not going to be that often that I will vlog with the gimbal. It's quite conspicuous. So I need to learn how to get the face recognition on the go with it, so it will track my face and keep my face in the centre of the frame. One of my main criticisms of this isn't the weight, isn't the form factor, because it is really nice to hold in your hand, good grip on it. Some little things which hopefully DJI will update with future versions of the app, but it only shoots in 30 frames a second. Now, my iPhone camera shoots in 24 frames a second at 4K, where this does only 30 frames a second at 4K. So there'll be a difference between the footage when I merge them together. I think I need to do some more research on it, definitely. But the more and more I play with it, the better I'll get at making sexy, stable shots with it. Right, so I am miles away from home and I'm hungry because I only had a small amount of breakfast. So I'm not going to do any more photos. I'm not going to do any more video, I don't think. I might do maybe some little bits if I see anything interesting, but I don't think I will. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, for everyone who cares, and those who don't, fine. So that's it from me. I've been Will of Phipps Creative. Now catch you lot on the flip side.